at approximating value to a significant figure. And this is, in fact, one of the most confused parts for students in approximation. But you have to know the rules. There are rules that guide this thing. Then I will bring out a Microsoft Word I prepared for the rules. Now, the rule states that all leading zeros are not significant. So let's look at all these rules one after the other. Question under it, then now be able to get an idea of how significant figures work. Now, the first one, all leading zeros are not significant. What are they saying here? If, for example, you are given some, they said you should make this thing in, you are given, let's say you have 0.003461, you have to round it up to, let me just use small one, 2 significant figure and 1 significant figure. So what do you think the answer will be? It means in this particular case here, this leading zero, you don't need to count it. It will not be among the significant. It will be insignificant. It will not be counted. Now, what is even this significant figure? It's telling you that out of all these numbers here, I want only 2 numbers. 2 what? 2 numbers. So it means you are this one, you are going to write all this one. That one is sure. You will write all this. But normally, students will say, okay, this is what? 0. You now start counting here. This is 1, this is 2. But if this 0 are leading 0, they are not counted. But does not mean you are not going to write them. You will write them, but you don't start your counting from this leading 0. So what you are going to do for 2 significant, you have 0. This is the question you are given, 0.003461. So if I want to approximate to 2 significant, so I will write this 0.00. Now the 2 significant will be 1, 2. I'm going to stop at this 4 here, 34. But you check the next number, is it up to 5? Yes, it's up to 5. You round up, so you add it to this one, making what? 5. So your answer here is 5. So this is what? This is 2 significant figure. Now the other one, if you have 0.00, the same thing, 3461, you are adding this off to what? 1 significant. So the same thing you are going to do, 0.00 is only this you need, because this is only one significant. But you check the next number, is it up to 5? Yes, it's up to 5. So you are going to write what? You are going to write 3. It's not up to 5, so it becomes 0. So you don't need this, you are going to write 3. So this one is what? 1 significant figure. Now let's now look at what if there's no decimal point here. Let's assume someone, I'm going to give it one I said 48245. So they ask you to make it what? 1 significant figure and 2 significant figure. Now indeed this is a whole number, there's no decimal point here. So when you now normally now what is here is that 3, 5 now they are 0, 0. I don't just put it because the 0 after it, because of this 0 point, is not counted. You can remove it. But for decimal places, I can decide to put 0, 0 here. For this, because of this 0 that turned to 0, this one I can also put a 0, 0, 0. This is not needed, it's not counted. So you don't need to put it. Because of this 0 point, decimal point, we are going to go to the next to where it may be in between numbers. But for whole number that does not have decimal point, you are going to write the 0. Now, like this one to 1 significant, this is, you start from the first one. This is only the one you need. But you check the next number, is it up to 5? Yes, it's up to 5. You make it what? 1. Add it to make it what? 5. So you write 5. Now, sooner to write only 5, that is 1 significant. No, you have to write all, because all this will turn to 0. So you have to write 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is what? 1 significant figure. Now, reason why that, why can't I write 5? But you know that if you write 5, 5 is not the same thing as 50,000. Like this 0.3500 is the same thing as 0.0035. So, but here it is not the same thing. 5 and 50,000 not the same thing. So, if the number does not have decimal point, you are making it to 1 significant, you have to write the 0 that others are. Now, 2 significant figure here. So this 2 significant, this 1, 2, you stop here, right? You check the next number, is it up to 5? No, it's not up to 5. So you round down to 0. So this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0. So what you have here is 48,000. So this is what? 2 significant figure. So that is that for that one. Now let's move to rule 2. The rule 2 says that all middle zeros, the zero between natural numbers, are significant. Now, what are they saying here? So, is zero between natural numbers? Let me show you what they mean here. Let's assume they give you something like this. Let's say you want this up to let's say you are given 0.0020500. Now another one you have 30812. This one, they ask for two significant figures because most time it's two significant and one significant. But in rare cases, three significant. Once you understand these two, those ones will be very easy. Now, solution for the first one. This is second one. Now, this thing to two significant figure. You see, this zero is in between two natural numbers, that is two positive numbers. This 2 and 5 is protecting the zero that you are also significant. It is not leading. Now this one are leading zero, it is not significant, they are not significant, but this zero is significant. So for two significant figures, you now write for the first one, that will be 0.00, these are not significant. 2, this zero has to be counted because in between them, this up to 5, make it what? Make it 1. You add it to this one, making what? 1. So this one here is two significant figure. Now for one significant, is only this you need. This what the other one you clear it off, because this is not up to 5. So what is it for one significant? 0.002. This is what? One significant figure. Let's look at number 2. Now number 2, now this is a positive number. There's no decimal point. Two significant is 1, 2. You have to use the 0. It's part of it. So this one is up to 5. You make it 1. Add it to this one, making what? 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So we have 3, 1. Then the others will become 0. That will be 0, 0, 0. You have to put it because this is a what? This is a number without decimal point. One significant, it is only this. Now this is not up to what? It's not up to 5. So everything will turn to what? 0. So one significant will be 3, 0, 0, 0, 0. That is one significant figure. Now that is that for that. Now let's move on to the third rules. The third rule says that trailing zeros, 0 after natural number, for example, the 0 after 8 are not significant, but the 0 between 3 and 8 is significant because it's between two natural numbers. I think this and this, they are the same thing. They are very familiar, so they are the same thing. Like what you are saying here is that if I'm giving something like this, now this one I've explained it earlier, I don't need to explain it again. Now this one, this is where it gets more easier now. Trailing zeros are considered significantly only when there is a decimal point in the number. For example, the zeros after 8 are treated as significant because of the presence of a decimal point. Now, what are they saying here is that in let me scroll down a little bit. I think there's no space again. Let me just clear this one, please. Now, what they are saying here is that if probably they gave you, because where problem always starts from is decimal point. Believe me, is decimal point the problem always start from. Now, if assume you are given something like this, 0.000 40800, they ask us to approximate to, let's say, 4 significant figure. 4 significant figure. Then let's say 1 significant figure and 2 significant figure. So what does this mean? Now for 4 significant, you know the trailing 0 are not counted. So that one is normal. You write 0, 0, 0. You don't count them. So you start 4, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to count this also. It's also significant because of this decimal point. So this one is also part of it. So what you have now is what? 4, 0, 8, 0. This is 4 significant figure. 4 significant figure. Because of what? Because of this decimal point. This 0 is also what? Significant. But assume this 0 is at the front here, it is not significant. Get the logic right. Now, one significant, the one significant will be 0 point. This trailing 0, they are not counted. They are not counted as significant. This is what you stop. You stop here. You check the next number, 0 up to 5. It's not up to 5. So you just write your what? Your 4. 2 significant is will be, this is what? This is one significant figure. Now, two significant, you write 0.00012. This is significant because it's been in between two natural numbers. So it's 0. You check the next one by 0 to 5. It's not up to 5. You make it what? 1. You add it to this one, making 1. So this is what? 4, 1. This is what? Two significant figure. So let's now look at, let me just give you some questions here. Let's say they said you should round up these numbers to, let's say, what is here is 3 significant figure. I think you have 2 significant. Everything here 2 significant. The first one we have 0.009281. Then you have another one 2.99. Then another one you have, I'm gonna stop here, believe me, I won't go further more than this. So once you just play the video and recap, you'll be able to understand this. Then let me add another 144. So everything here you have to make it what? Round up to 2 significant figure, each of them. Now the first one, number 1, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, and this is number 4. Now the first one, this one, to 2 significant, you can't. This 20 is not counted. 1, 2, you stop here. This is up to 5. You make it what? You 1, you had it to start making what? 3. So what you have here is 0.0093. This is 2 significant figure. Now this one to 2 significant, this is counted because it is not 0. So this is 1, 2. You stop here, right? Very well. Now this is the problem now. You should stop here, but this is up to 9. So when you add 9 to 2.9, that this up to 9, you make it, you round up to 1. So it will be 2.9 plus. So when you add it to 1, it's not this 1 here, so it should be 10. Now what they are saying here is that, let me show you something. This 9 here is 1. When you add it up to this 2.9, this 1 to 0. Not because you're adding this 1 to 0.9. It means it's 0.9 when you add 1 to it plus 1. That's what it means. So when you add 1 to 0.9, I think it will be 2. 1 to 0.9. That is 2. It should give you 2. So it means it should give you 1. Sorry, 0.9, but that is 1. So that 1, it means this 2.9, this 1 will become, it will now jump here. That 1 will be 3.0. Do you understand what I'm doing now? Let me explain it again. This one is up to 1. You are stopping here, 2 significant. But this one, you have to add it up to this 2.9. So once you add it up to it, it becomes 3.0. You know, I told you that once it's decimal point, 0 is counted as significant. So here would be 3.0 towards 2 significant figure. Because of this one, you make it 1, add it to 1, making 10, so that will be 3.0. Now for this one and 2 significant, how this one you don't need, this is what you start from here, 1, 2, you stop here. Is this one up to 5? It's not up to 5, so you make it what? You make it 0. So 2 significant, funny enough, 2 significant here, you are going to write what? Number 3 is going to write 300. That is 2 significant. You now wonder that why did I write this 0 again? You have to write it because this 0 is before decimal point. It means what is here is just a whole number without decimal point. So this 0 is also counted. It's part of it. You have to write the 0. You can't write 30 alone. You have to write the 0. So it will be 300. That is 2 significant figure. 1, 2. You stop here. This is not up to 5. So you make it what? 0. So you add it to making what? 0. That will be you make it 0. So that will be 300. Assume there's a decimal point there. You don't need the 0. Now the fourth one, 144, 2 significant figure. 1, 2. You stop here, right? This one is up to what? It's up to what? It's not up to 5. That will be turned to 0. So what you have here is 140. You have to write the 0 because it does not have a decimal point. I hope you understand how these significant figures work. I'm going to attach this note to this lesson so you'll be able to understand. So let's move on to percentage error.